everyone! If you didn't know, I live in New Orleans, and right now we are in the middle of Carnival season. It starts on the 6th of January and goes all the way until Mardi Gras. During this time there are parades and people consume so much king cake. If you don't know what king cake is, it is not really a cake. It's like a pastry that's shaped in a ring, and sometimes they're braided, sometimes not. Sometimes they have filling, sometimes not. The most common filling that you find is cream cheese and cinnamon. Some places throw chocolate in there, some places go crazy and do like Bananas Foster style king cake. This is the cake where you hide a little baby in it, and then whoever gets the slice with the baby is supposed to have good luck. But also, if you find the baby, you're supposed to bring the king cake to the next Mardi Gras party you go to. Or sometimes people do it so that you have to host the next Mardi Gras party. So it's actually kind of funny. A lot of people try not to get the baby. I think traditionally they used to use like small figurines and would actually roll them into the dough and bake them into the king cake. But nowadays, people just use plastic babies and you kind of just push it in after baking or just hide it under the king cake after baking. And some places will do something edible instead of a piece of plastic, like an almond or a pecan, or I've seen like fava beans. It's then covered with icing, and then you sprinkle it with colored sugar, purple, green, and yellow. So today I'm going to try to make my own king cake and kind of alter it to be the sort of flavors that I like, and I'm going to walk you through how I did it. So let's get started. I'll just leave the ingredient measurements in the description box below. Mix the yeast and 2 tablespoons of sugar into warm water and let it sit for about 10 minutes to let the yeast activate. You'll know if it's good if it starts foaming up. If it doesn't start foaming up, then your yeast might not be good anymore. While that's doing its thing, scald the milk. To do this, you basically heat the milk until just boiling. Take it off and let it cool slightly. Throw the rest of the sugar, 4 cups of flour, salt, nutmeg, orange zest, scalded milk, melted butter, and egg yolks into an electric mixer that's fitted with a dough hook and mixed together. Add the yeast and sugar water mixture. Look how crazy mine foamed up. Knead this together for about 5 minutes or until it's soft and elastic. If your dough is too sticky, slowly add in more flour, up to 1 more cup. I ended up adding 1/4 of a cup of flour to mine. Place in a lightly greased bowl and cover it with a piece of plastic wrap that's sprayed with some cooking spray. Cover that with a tea towel and set aside in a warm place until doubled in size. That should take about 1.5 to 2 hours. When it's almost done rising, mix together the softened butter and cream cheese, milk, vanilla extract, and sugar. Dump out the dough onto a floured surface and split it in half. Roll out 1/2 of the dough until it's about 9 by 12. Spread half of the cream cheese filling onto the dough, avoiding about like an inch or so at the bottom. Then sprinkle the chocolate chips on. I love chocolate, so I went a little crazy with this. Roll up the dough, pinching the edges to seal. Then stretch it a little bit to make it a few inches longer. Repeat this with the other half. Twist these together to make a rope. And then transfer to a baking sheet covered with a silpat or parchment paper, and then form it into a ring, pinching the edges together. Some people form the dough around a clean tin coffee can, kind of like this one that I have back here, or a jar or something to help keep the ring shape. I wish that I had done this, but I didn't realize how much more the dough was going to rise in the oven, so I thought it would be fine like this, but it wasn't. You'll see. If you're using a nut for the baby, stick it in through the bottom now. Cover with a tea towel and let it rise for 45 minutes. Preheat the oven to 375. Brush the dough with milk and then bake for 25 minutes. Make sure you actually set the timer so you don't end up over baking it like I did. You want it to be a golden brown color. I also lost the ring shape because it rose like crazy in the oven and the middle ended up expanding and basically touching. Let it cool. If you're going to put a plastic baby in it, then do so now. I totally forgot to do this until I was done decorating. Mix together the confectioner sugar, milk, and orange juice. Pour over the king cake. You actually might want to double up the icing recipe if you want more coverage. While the icing is still wet, sprinkle on the green, yellow, and purple sugars. And now's your last chance to add the baby, which is when I did it. So I just used a spatula to lift it up and stuck the baby in through the bottom. And there you go, a king cake. All in all, I'm generally happy with how my first king cake turned out. I just need to make sure to actually set a timer for baking, and I'll probably try the jar or can trick to keep the middle from expanding and touching the next time I try to make one. I hope y'all enjoyed my video. If you did, please leave a like. If you want to see more, then feel free to subscribe. Thank you to my patrons for helping me produce this video. If you are interested in becoming a patron, or you just want to learn about what the heck Patreon is, I'll leave a link up here. You can go check it out. You can follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, and now Twitch. I've been doing a few Twitch streams. Still no schedule, but if you are interested in checking out live streams of my drawing, then go follow me on Twitch or follow me on Twitter, Instagram. I normally post there when I'm going to be streaming. But I'll leave the information to all that stuff down below. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave a comment down below. Alright, happy Carnival, happy Mardi Gras, and I'll see you next week.